As a beginner photographer, getting started in photography can be very overwhelming because of the vast amount of technical details and creative concepts one has to learn. Here are my top 3 tips for beginner photographers. Tip number 1, learn the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle comprises of the aperture, the shutter speed, and the ISO. So basically, the aperture is the opening of the lens and it controls the amount of light that comes into the lens. The aperture can help you control the amount of things that are in focus and can also help you create some bokeh. While shutter speed is the duration of which the shutter stays open while capturing an exposure. So basically, a slower shutter is going to capture the motion in the image, while a fast shutter speed is going to freeze the action. While the ISO is the image sensitivity of the camera. So basically, the ISO helps you in low light performance. It can help you brighten the image, but it's kind of like a peak brightness. And introducing too much ISO into your image can introduce grains into your image. So basically, if you learn how to balance these three um concept on the exposure triangle, you would get amazing results. Tip number 2, composition. Understanding composition is very, very important to creating very nice images. So basically, composition is how you arrange elements in your frame to create visually appealing images. So there are some concepts in composition you need to read and master so you can understand how composition affects your images. There are some composition concepts. We've got the rule of third. The rule of third is in your camera, when you imagine a 3x3 grid. So when you place your subjects in one of those grid, in a 3x3 grid, you would get better looking images. So we also have leading lines. So for example, you can use a fence or a bridge or a road leading into the subject. So this can be used to direct your viewers' eyes to the main subject in the scene. So we also have framing. Framing is when you use like some natural elements in your environment to compose your image. So basically, you can use like a door frame to get a better framing. You can use it could be a window frame, it could be an arc, it could be anything. It could be the window of a car. So basically, framing is just you using natural elements in your background to frame your subject to get visually appealing images. So my final tip is for you to practice regularly. So as a photographer, you need to practice regularly because practice makes perfection, like they say. So the more you practice, the more you are brushing up your skills, the more you are getting better at what you do. By focusing on these 3 elements, understanding exposure, understanding composition, and practicing regularly, trust me, you're on your way to becoming a skilled and experienced photographer. Practicing regularly is also going to boost your confidence. So make sure you have fun in the process, have fun while creating, and see you on the next one.